Good morning, sunshines. I'm sorry I'm late this morning. Actually, I'm not sorry. It's been an interesting morning already. Hello, hello, hello. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. We have two meetings today that we need to attend, and I thought maybe we would hop on. Hey, main house, good morning, and talk about the LAPD meeting today before we have it. Hey, Long Island, New York, haven't seen you in a few days. How's your brother? Good morning to you. It is still morning for a little bit. How's your brother? Yeah, this morning I got up and quite early this morning and was looking to go live to do a Good Morning Sunshine and noticed that our beautiful T was was live, and I didn't want to step on her stream. So I put it off, and I figured, we can have, we can, oops, we can stall for a little bit, and then we can get on and talk about the LAPD meeting. Sorry, I'm just reading a text that I received. Yeah, so he's going to be in rehab for a couple of weeks. Good morning, Traveltology. Oh, absolutely. She's such a beautiful soul, such a beautiful person. I didn't want to interrupt that whatsoever. I want everybody to be able to give her full attention. So I was on there for a little bit, but had to bail. But what a wonderful stream they had this morning. So healing. Yep, absolutely love our friends from across the world. That includes you, Traveltology. I apologize for not being able to get on the phone with you yet. It's been really kind of crazy lately. Definitely been crazy. I'm gonna set you down just for a second so hey Phyllis, good morning. Hey Eric, hi. Eric, you're on my mind this morning. They cannot burn our Malibu beach. That is just not an option. Main house, I'll answer you in just a second. Let me show you who T is. T is Perth Audit. T Perth Audit, and she had a live this morning discussing mental health matters excuse me. I just went way above on the thing here, sorry about that. And her story, and here's a link to her story. Go past this part real quick
and
put it on pause. And they had a wonderful live this morning. Here is the link for T's live this morning. And then I was watching as I'm sitting here in tears, watching about the Malibu fire, going, oh no, that is not correct. We do not, oh my gosh, we can't have our beaches. I don't have
an arrest in a short period of time would require somewhere between 220,000 and 409,000 new government employees.
I'm Gigi Gracia. We are live again at the Malibu campus of the Santa Monica College here in Malibu as the fire continues to burn in the hills above Pacific Coast Highway. We'll send it back to you.
all right, Gigi, thank you. We've got some latest information in from the city of Malibu. I just want to.
Yeah, we're worried about Nice Lady too. Yeah, I saw that this morning and went, oh, no, 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 no. That's way too close to home for us. Thank you, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Oh, no, Eric. Okay, we're putting all of our good vibe and prayer hats on. All the arrow prayers. Well, I'm sure communication is down in that area. Hey, Antics. Good morning. Hey, Haggis. Haggis, I did my hugs thumbnail this morning, but I have a different thumbnail. It just, after watching T's live this morning, it wasn't appropriate. But tomorrow are thumbnails for us, darling. Tomorrow I will probably need the thumbnail. Oh, wow, over 6,000. Oh, my goodness. And you probably aren't going to be able to drive there, are you, Eric? To go see, to go make sure she's okay. Good morning, Nico. Yeah, mine too, Haggis. Mine too. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of scary, though. Oh, need to put you on mute just for a second. Sorry, guys, my son just got home from a job interview. Fingers crossed, prayers said. I know he'll do well. I know he'll get the job. I'm excited for him. So west of Topanga Canyon. I know, right? That would make a whole heck of a lot of sense, but probably be too much sense. Hey, me and Taz, good morning. Wow, Eric. Thank you, me and Taz. Yep, I know he'll do fine. Guys, this next 2 weeks, it's probably going to be, I know, Amy, I got an email and a text this morning. That was an awesome sauce text. Yeah, I know, we're all very concerned. How, besides thoughts, good thoughts and prayers, Eric, how can any of us help? McCulty, cult. That cracked me up yesterday. If you do get a hold of nice lady Eric, please let her know that we are all thinking of her and that we have big hugs to her, okay? Please. Please extend all of our hugs to her. Yeah, I know you will, 'cause you're a great guy. And you have a big heart. And it probably is the communication towers are down in that area. Amy, are you going to try and be on the LAPD commission meeting today? Or Miriam? You guys, I have two Scientology crimes I am working on today. I am going to post one about the permits, probably do a couple of shorts. And then also I'm going to do one on all these CAD calls from around the country. Yeah, I'm going to go online also. Hey, Kirby's mom, no worries. Yeah, I don't know B. I don't think I've ever interacted with B. Yeah, they're still not going to have it pop on for at least an hour. Yeah, an hour. I'm just looking at the wrong time here. Oh man, Eric. Wow. I need to turn this off just for a second. When I go to sorry, we've got Mr. Breathe Heavy here. Okay, window back on. That's true. Kind of reminds me of when Hawaii went through that when Maui. Yeah, that's definitely scary. Gee, they could certainly use those buses to go in there and pick up people that need to get out of there. Thanks, Adam. That that is Mrs. Breathe Heavy. And the wind is just really makes it exponentially worse. My allergies are driving me absolutely nuts. Kirby's mom. That's Penny. That's Penny, the girlfriend. That's breathing heavy. And my little buddy is Grizzly. His name is Grizzly. I just call him my little buddy because he's like Velcro. He's always stuck to me. I'm having we call her girlfriend, yeah. Uh she's lost some weight. She's down to 170 pounds. I'm proud of her. Yeah. Is there is there a way to do maybe uh, an online to get a hold of her maybe through Facebook or maybe through YouTube messaging? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of different things. Good morning, Rika. Okay. Well, then there's not much else that we can do besides just holding great thoughts and great thoughts of safety and comfort and peace for her. Hey, Miriam, good morning. Hello. You know, in Haggis, I was looking at it. We are probably a couple of hours away from each other if you have to drive, but as the crow flies, we're just right around the corner from each other. Did you know that? Hey, Lupita. Good morning. Hi, Kathy. And I'm kind of got mixed feelings about this LAPD commission meeting this morning. I'm not too sure if I should just continue on with the black PR, with the bad PR, or if I should, I think other people are probably good. I'm glad they're all gathering together, Eric, to help. You know, I mean, Los Angeles really isn't that far away, and they have the same threats. I just can't imagine the whole. Do you get Santa Ana winds in Los Angeles? Because I know we used to in Riverside. Ah, understand. I don't know how you would ever get out without a car. Well, it's definitely that time of the year, Eric, for those Santa Anas to come barreling through. Yep. Yeah, I remember up in Anchorage we had Chinook winds, which were the Santa Anas. Ah, okay. Yep, we're all sending great vibes and big hugs to Nice Lady. Wow. That's a lot of real estate. Excuse me, I have sore throat in the morning. That's a lot of real estate. Last time I was in LA, it was, boy, gosh, maybe 5, 6 years ago, and took a ride up the coastal highway like where you go through. It's absolutely beautiful in there. It is. It's so beautiful. Well, the good and the bad about that is that it will bring new growth. Yeah, Portland's a kind of rainy place in the wintertime. Rainy and foggy. I need to set you down just for a second while I move stuff around here. And answer my little Miss Audit's text. Could she be texting me this morning? Yeah, it's supposed to get up into the 40s here in Michigan this week, so I'm okay with that. I think 50s, 60s is perfect weather. Yeah, agreed, Kathy. We definitely all want to hear, even if you have to make an emergency community post. Yep, all sorts of hearts and hugs for Nice Lady. I can't make hearts and hugs on this OBS software. Well, we're that close if you send it by crow or pigeon. There you go. Deliver it to me by pigeon. They'll have it here by night. We could meet in what's across the tunnel from Detroit. We can meet in Canada there. Thanks, you guys, for all the hugs and hearts. Hey, good morning, Audit. I was just saying that I was texting you. Good morning, sunshine. Windsor, yes, thank you, me and Taz. The Windsor Tunnel. We all care about our nice lady, you guys. We all care. Nice lady has been part of our family. Scientology up north, Malibu, which is where Malibu Beach is where Eric takes us every weekend, every Sunday, is on fire. Here, I'll go back to that. Major wildfire in Malibu. Audit, if you can share, what is Zenri's news? If not, text me and I'll. Yeah, we don't need to have fish and chips that way. The fire needs to leave our nice lady and our dolphins alone. That's our beach. Have a wonderful day, Rika. I'll try and mute it when I cough, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess Miriam. Okay, go to the first website searching CAL FIRE map, and you can show a topo of the affected area. Okay. Let me do that. That doesn't. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I didn't. Ventura, Surrey Valley, Thousand Oaks, Santa Monica. I'm trying to get it in, you guys. Wow. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's pretty crazy, you guys. That's a huge, huge fire. So as I was saying, Scientology up north, Miriam, 6,000 people are under evacuation orders. Oh yeah, let me go to it. Wow. Here's a better close-up, you guys. Hey, Mandy Me. 0% contained. Super scary. Definitely. Definitely super scary. That's huge. Amazing. There's Amarillo Beach. Here's Malibu Road. There's the Pacific Coast Highway. Let me get closer. Here's the Malibu Bluffs. Here's the Malibu Bluff Recreation Area. Where's Malibu Beach? Is that the Amarillo Beach? Or is this Malibu Beach? See, here's Amarillo Beach. Where do we go? To the left. Okay. There's oops. I'm like really lost here, but that's okay. We're just gonna go back to this here, right? There's already a fatality? Oh, that's just nuts. Good morning, Matt. Yeah, Matt, we're all worried about our nice lady. Well, everybody else too, but our nice lady lives there. Right side? Oh, here's Malibu Beach right here. Right up here on the point. I see it. Mm, that's not very far, you guys. That's not far at all. Wow. Thank you, Peter, for telling me about this. So that way I could give it a visual. Yeah, that's what Eric was saying. Hi, Power Lies. Good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's kind of hard when you get that wind whipping through there. I remember the Santa Ana winds that go through there, and it's kind of like a torch, a flame of hot air coming through there. Speaking of hot air, did you guys see Crazy Love's short this morning? Let me go to that. I'm still thinking about what the heck I want to say today.
Oh, God damn! Man, look!
It's basically saying that the investigators have been assigned to the complaint and the claim against Heidi. Oh, let me grab this, you guys. Hello? Yes, this is Mona M. That's okay. Yes. Sorry, you guys, I had to put you on mute. That was the Chicago City Council calling. Woohoo, I got picked for tomorrow for the City Council. So they call you when you get picked, they call you and give you calling information. Yeah, I could use another coffee today too. Yep, so more awareness campaign tomorrow. Smack, another flyer. This is my flyering, Eric. This is my flyering. Yeah, that's a good book, isn't it? I got it too. Lupita, I got that book too. Very factual. Now, hold on. Let me save that I wrote down so that way I don't screw it up, because they give you all the phone number and the codes and all of that, and if you don't have it, you're SOL. So tomorrow we'll have Chicago City Council. Chicago's so corrupt. It is just as bad as LA. It's just hidden. Yep, we're just waiting for Robert to hurry up and get that darn, and somebody was going to start reading it to us. Swedish Lena. Yep, we are waiting on one right now, El Sarmento. The LAPD commission meeting is at 9:30 Pacific time, which is in another 45 minutes. And so they do have, they are, Amy, the citizens of Chicago are at their peak. Yeah, that's why this morning I was going to do my Good Morning Sunshine, but T was live, so I waited till T was off because I didn't want to step on her toes, and she had such an important message this morning. So I let that go, and then we decided to come on. We, as in me, decided to come on and get ready for the LAPD commission. Oh, I got the crows out there squawking. You're welcome, Haggis. Yep, it was a great live. Yeah, it was definitely worth me not going live whatsoever, and all of us were on there to support her. So I was very happy for that. That was very cool. Right, Kathy? I know. It's amazing what we can live through. So, anyways, back to this text or this short from Crazy is that Heidi Feldstein Soto Feldstein, however you want to say it, they have taken up the investigation and the claim against her. The Bar Association has. Heidi, your time is numbered. For anybody that is interested, here is the link to the agenda for today. If nothing else, this community has shown that we all have huge hearts and lots of empathy. You think, Amy? Bye. Oh my God. Amy's closing statement is epic. Bye. 100% it helped. And I think Henry has news about that also, but I won't steal his thunder or take that news from him. We'll wait for him to put out a public comment. That's what happens. You just start a little piece at a time. You just start chipping away at it. You start chipping away, and it will start making a difference. Right, Eric? Every flyer you put up makes a difference. We're just going about it in different ways to try and, because you know, if you just do flyering, then they're going to get onto that, and they're going to send all their creeps to try and do that. If we were just calling in, they would send all their creeps. So you got to hit them from all different angles. So long. No, I like bye way better. It was short. You know, I'm getting a feeling that they're going to do something, if for no other reason, to get us the hell out of their meetings. That's what it feels like. He may have left the building. Are you feeling better today, Haggis? I 100% with you, Eric. Just different ways and different tactics. Yeah, I'm doing a recording today for my Scientology crimes about the fair gaming crimes. And that totally is related and correlated to that. Those that want to stay out of that fair gaming tactic can take is to stand on the corner, because you're incognito. You're a nobody. You don't have a name. You're just somebody standing there with a sign. And they have to go through a lot of effort to figure out who you are. Spread far and wide. Yep. So part of what I'm taking is their policies on fair gaming and their tactics on handling. And in fact, their tactic is called handlings. And I have one of the OSA papers that I'm going to be reading where they send out the PIs. Right, Haggis? Hey, Joe, good morning. See where it stinks up the best. Because look, at this point, I think we have more anti-Scientologists than we have Scientologists in the world. So I truly believe that through attrition, 10, 20 years at the max. But in the meantime, We have youngins in there that are getting hurt and lives that are being destroyed. And I want to cut that attrition down to 1/10. Yeah, I want to find Lara's mom. Oh, Lara's aunt where you live. Yes, you're right. That would be cool. That would be just a beautiful thing. Yeah, somebody had made the front dash shade. I saw somebody do that last year or talk about it last year. I don't know that I've ever seen one made, but I know you can get them custom done. The ones that you put on the front of the dash. Right? Yep. All sorts of normie feeds. There was one that Audit sent me yesterday on a real crime channel that I was watching. Okay, guys, I got to get serious about what I want to talk about because it's getting to be time here. I wish, hey, Peter, do you happen, if you're still here, do you happen to have that April LA Times article, the one that talked about the fair gaming for LAPD and the DA's office? I have a copy of the link, but I can't get into it because you have to have a subscription, and I don't have a subscription into the LA Times. But if you have it, could you plagiarize it and send it to me in an email? Yeah, I was thinking about that, Mandy, but I know Audit's going to talk about it and others will talk about it. And I kind of wanted to hit them. Okay. I wanted to hit them at a different angle. Let me find it. Here's the article, and it won't let me in because I'm not a subscriber. And I know Audit has sent it to me in the past. There's the link, Peter. That's what I'm trying to figure out. There's so much, Miriam, to be said. I really, okay, I would never do this because it's a bunch of cops, but I want to go with a baseball bat and bop them over the head and say, you idiots, wake the F up. Okay, I mean, if not, Peter, that's okay. When Audit gets home, she has access to it and she can resend it to me. I just wanted to use some information out of it for the meeting this morning, but that's okay. No big deal. You can, they were, ta-ta for now, main house. Thank you. My concern is that they're going to want to talk more about it afterwards and just being an observer and not being there. I think Danny should be there. Or DOA's pool noodle. Hey, always a minion. It is, but as I said, I know other people are, and I want to hit them from a different angle. We just need to be more rounded. But it probably wouldn't have hurt for Danny to be there today, since he was the one that had the infliction. Yep. No, I don't think, Mandy Me. I don't think it'll be on that report. Oh, if it was the other way around, the protester would never have even gotten off the Hollywood Boulevard. And so don't get me wrong, I feel it's very important to bring it up. I think there will be enough people that, let's say I'm the only one that gets called on because not everybody gets called on, then I would bring it up. But Audit's going to be there, and I know she's going to bring it up. I am doing wonderful. I hope you're doing well too. And hearts back at you. I just want to make sure. I just. Oh, thank you, Traveltology. Oh, Udabomb. I I really feel I want to bring that up. Yeah, I don't know if she's feeling better, Mandy Me, but she's awfully frickin' stubborn. Audit, if you're still on here, lurking, because I know you were on the train. She's a stubborn little cuss. Not that I'm not, but I'm gonna call her a stubborn little cuss. Ooh, okay, let me go there. Yay, Traveltology for the win this morning. Thank you. Uh-oh. Sorry, sometimes my brain doesn't work unless I... Okay, so let's go to here, go to properties. Let's go to Word. Let's open it up. Hey, Irish Mart. So I think I want to pull my 3 minutes from here because 3 minutes is a long time. Let me kind of peek here. Nearly 6 months after actor Danny Masterson was convicted of sexually SA 2 fellow members of the Church of Scientology, lawyers for his victims filed a document that contained a stunning new allegation against the faith. They don't have faith. Submitted in a downtown LA court as a years-old civil lawsuit against Scientology, the document referenced a purported effort by the church to derail the criminal proceedings against Masterson. Defendants and their agents engaged in a campaign of harassment and intimidation directed at one of the prosecutors assigned to the defendant Masterson's trial. The declaration from civil attorney Simon Lean read that prosecutors' home and car windows were broken, the prosecutor's home electronics were tampered with, and the defendant's agents surveilled the prosecutor. So this is just like recently. It's not even like from way back when, from the Wayback Machine. Didn't name the prosecutor or offer any additional detail. It was within a 372-page document. The church has vigorously denied that Scientology would do anything like that. No, not us. We would never do that. No. But it was not the first time the church was quietly and publicly accused of attempting to interfere. So DA Reinhold Mueller said he was run off the road. His house was vandalized. His cell and internet service had been inexplicably knocked out at his residence. Yeah, there we go, guys. I think that's what I want to talk about today. Thank you, Peter. Let me go there and look. So, yep, this is, it's the same article. Yep. Thank you, Peter. Just in the web format. Yeah, I just don't get it, Amy. I just don't get it. Here, Amy, I'll send you a copy of this link, or I'll put a copy of this link on here for the Hawaii article. The Hawaii article is the same. It's the same article, only we can get into it. Haggis says, I went over to my desk to use my computer, and Tiggy cried me back to the couch with my laptop. We suck. No, you don't suck. Enjoy some Tiggy time. But speaking of which, I need to get signed in, or else we may not get our hand up quick enough. So excuse me while I do this real quick. Join from my browser. Amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay, now Police Commission, back to the agenda, back to pop in. Join as an attendee, open link. Join webinar. Okay, just in case they decide to get on a little bit early, we will be logged in, and I can raise my hand real quick. Public comment, as long as you say all items, you get 3 minutes, Amy. Yep, Haggis is right. I think I want to. I can't shut that down because let me put my thinking cap on here just for a second. Without the damn thing hopping into me here. What date was that article? Sorry guys, I'm not trying to ignore you. I promise. It was blah 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 blah. April 17th, 2024. The tactics used by the cult of Scientology to interfere with police investigations and judicial process. I think I want to hit him from a different angle. Hey, Eric Rader. Woo, okay, great. Okay, Eric says he just got a text from Nice Lady. She is okay and will give me an update soon. Now I hope her house isn't burned down. Great news though. Great news. Oh, that's incredible news. I am so glad. And I'm sure that helps you too, Eric, that you're not so worried. At least she's safe. Traveltology, thank you. I appreciate that. All sorts of fingers and toes and hairs, nose, elbows and knees, everything crossed. Yes, so were we, but I know you were, Eric. Thank you for being such a great friend. Got the thinking cap on again, you guys. Okay, I'm not going to use my whole 3 minutes, but let me save this before I screw it up somehow, because I hate it when I screw up and just delete everything that I just took time to do. 1210 LAPD is pretty known for that. Woohoo! Breakfast with Mom. December 18th. Wow, 8 more days. Nice. That's something to look forward to. Well, especially since you like hospital food. I mean, come on. Oh, that's the best. There's always something to be thankful for in the day, even with bad news, even with sad news. There's always something to be thankful for. Jello pudding for days. Lime jello. Lime and red jello. And then the red jello stains your poop and they go, "Oh, you're bleeding." You're like, "No, I'm not bleeding. Woman, go away." Oh, I digress. Up there in Anchorage, the hospital food wasn't that bad either. Uh-oh, audit's live. Right? Well, you can always just live from your bed and we'll just all hang out with you. The Ponderings of Matthew. Investigating what's inside MD Media's brain. We can hang out with you in your bed for a while. That's interesting, Traveltology. Jello shots. Yeah, those have gotten me in trouble before. Yeah, there we go. We can watch you whittle wood. So, no, it'll be a surprise. I have a surprise for you guys for tomorrow morning's thumbnail. And it's all dedicated to haggis. Because you won't be able to travel? Yeah, orange is my favorite too. Yep, just for you, haggis. Got one dedicated just for you. You'll see in the morning. Ooh, that sounds just lovely. Lovely Cadbury's caramel hot chocolate. Mm-hmm, that sounds really good. I actually love Jello. I like the sugar-free orange Jello with Cool Whip mixed in. That's a very good dessert. Taz is a cutie. Taz ought to have an ego. Have you guys had real, like those chocolate truffles? Oh my goodness, to die for those things are. Oh my goodness. Those chocolate truffles are the best. They've got like powdered cocoa on them. Okay, now we're talking food again, Haggis. We always talk food. Yes, they are. Those are the best. I don't even buy them because I'll eat the whole damn bag of them. Scientology, I think he's going to have an implant. Eric, you probably got a point there. Nothing can keep Matt down except for the bathroom at McDonald's on Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Ooh, yummy. Rum balls and peanut butter balls. I think my sister was making Buckeyes the other day. Isn't that the same thing? It's a peanut butter ball, right? Oh, see, Haggis, we just need to live near each other. That ought to be a fun show. Okay, well, I got me all typed out. I'm not going to use the whole 3 minutes, but I'm going to get my point across. Yeah, I know they're from Ohio. A lot of people in Ohio make them. And I know I've had them, but it's just something that went in one ear and out the other, I'm sure. Isn't in the file cabinet of things I really needed to remember. So I'm pretty sure I know what a Buckeye is. But I thought they were peanut butter balls. Yep, on a cooking stage too. Three minutes, Kiara. This one is up to 3 minutes. Ooh, I know what I want to put in here. Okay, go away so I can see here. Okay, bye, Eric. Thank you. Lots of love to you. Have a beautiful day, and please keep us informed. Should be any minute now. Hey, and thanks everybody for telling me what TTFN was the other day. That's not what I thought it stood for, but ta-ta for now is way nicer. And why aren't we? Let's see. Properties. It's because I still have it on Word. Wah, ha, ha. Come on, LA people. Do you think they know at these community meetings that we're all streaming behind the scenes? They gotta know. Does it matter? No, we are not frozen.
Recording in progress.
Oh, I'm sure they did, Haggis. Okay, my hand is raised. We are hopefully going live here pretty quick. I'm going to close down a few things that I have on my, I have so many tabs open, you guys. I need to not have so many tabs open. Okay. I know, okay, thank you, MD. I was just going to say that. If you go down to the bottom of the Zoom, it'll say raise or lower hand. Let me show you on this one. See, it'll say raise hand, lower hand. Now I'm not on this because I happen to be on the Zoom on a different platform also. So this one I don't have my hand raised. See it down there on the bottom of that one? Thank you, Matt. I would appreciate that. Yeah, and they only take 45 minutes worth of comments, and unless they have technical errors, they go back and forth between people there and people on the phone on Zoom. So not everybody gets called on. And if they have a shit ton of people there at the meeting, sometimes people don't, a lot of people don't get called on because they try and take everybody that's present in person. So it is unfortunate and a pain in the ass when you sit here on hold and try and get into this meeting and then all of a sudden you don't get called and it's like not getting closure. But it is what it is. They are running late. Yeah, somebody should get through. At least one of us. Well, we know Audit's there, so she at least will get called on. Yep, Audit is there in live. No, my longest stream was 4 or 5 hours. And then Nora and I did one, which I didn't do on my channel because I couldn't figure out how to do it on both of our channels at the same time. That was like a 4-hour stream. But we had one day that went eons long. Tonight is the Salt Lake City Council also, and that's at 7 Mountain Time. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Mandy. Yeah, I use their technology for the sound. It was Peter, and I had sent her a message and a text after that, not knowing that that had happened, and wanting her to call me. And now that I'm like, well, she probably didn't, and that's why. So lots of hugs to Nora. F-bomb guy's there. Batman. Oh, Nora is live now? Okay. I'll have to hit her up on replay. She does, what I think she should do, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about this later. And this is just Mona thinking. I think she should do a YouTube channel showing people how to do YouTube channels.
Good morning, Commissioners, Chief McDonald, Mr. Sibley, Madam Secretary, Acting Inspector General Florence Yu, City Attorney Carlos De La Guerra, members of the public. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. It is 9:38 a.m. This is a regular meeting of the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Good morning. Please let the record reflect Commissioner Suthers, Shields, Calanche, and Garcia are present, and we have a quorum. Mr. President.
Thank you. We welcome everyone attending this morning. The Police Commission is committed to ensuring equal access to its meetings. It is requested that individuals who require the services of a translator contact the board secretary no later than the day preceding the meeting. Whenever possible, a translator will be provided. Sign language interpreters, assistive listening devices, or other auxiliary aids and/or services may be provided upon request. To ensure availability, you are advised to make your request at least 72 hours prior to the meeting you wish to attend. All public comment will be heard during item number 2 on the agenda. We'll dedicate a total of 45 minutes to public comment. Members of the public will have 1 minute per agenda item for a maximum of 2 minutes total. At the request of the speaker will be given 1 additional minute for general public comment for a maximum of 3 minutes total. The order of speakers will be: a speaker in the room will go first, then we'll take a speaker watching today's meeting on Zoom. We will alternate between speakers in the room and Zoom for a total of 45 minutes. Members of the public who participate in public comment are reminded that they can speak to any item on the agenda or a matter within the jurisdiction of the Board of Police Commissioners. Public comment is your opportunity to address the board, so you are free to express your opinion on matters before the board and to generally express when you disagree with other opinions expressed. However, directing your comments to other individuals who have spoken or attacking others who have expressed their opinion shall be deemed off topic, and your public comment period will be concluded. Members of the public, if you choose to participate in the public comment portion of the agenda, you can participate in this meeting in a number of ways outlined on the agenda. Message for those attending the meeting in person. These meetings are regular meetings between the board, the department, and key stakeholders. Meetings of the Board of Police Commissioners are open to the public. The State Ralph M. Brown Act affords the public the opportunity to be present at the meetings, hear the presentations, dialogue in real time, and provide feedback via the public comment period. During these meetings, there's a need for the board to carry out public business expeditiously without delays or disruptions. Members of the audience shall not engage in any conduct which causes an actual disruption of the meeting. Those attending in person are reminded that disruptive behavior will be cause for removal. If you disrupt this meeting, you will be provided with only 1 warning to cease disruptive behavior. If you fail to cease such behavior, you will be removed from the meeting. All attendees must be seated. Failure to follow this rule will result in a warning and/or removal from the meeting. With that, we will move to item number 1, the report of the Chief of Police, Chief McDonald.
Thank you. Good morning, President Suthers, Vice President Shields, Commissioners, Acting Inspector General Yu, City Attorney De La Guerra, and Mr. Sibley. Today, I'll be discussing some significant events from the previous 2 weeks, providing a crime update, and discussing our personnel strength. We had an officer-involved shooting that was captured on TV in Southwest Division on November 26th. About 12:17 hours, Harbor Division uniformed patrol officers responded to a radio call of an assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence suspect in the area of South Gaffey and West 19th Street. The comments of the call indicated the victim, a Los Angeles Department of Transportation Dash bus driver, was being followed by the suspect later identified as Andre Jones, who was armed with a firearm and driving a white Maserati. The victim and Jones had a prior dating relationship and have a child in common. Harbor officers observed Jones's vehicle and attempted to conduct a traffic stop. Jones fled from the officers and a vehicle pursuit ensued, which traversed the 110 freeway and terminated when Jones drove his vehicle to the rear of an apartment building at 3035 West Boulevard. Jones got out of the vehicle and walked eastbound down an alley toward the street. Jones then produced two firearms, one in each hand, pointed them at the officers, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Jones fired multiple rounds at the officers, but was struck by gunfire and fell to the ground. Jones was taken into custody without further incident. Officers placed Jones in a recovery position and monitored him until the arrival of LAFD personnel who transported Jones to a local hospital where he was admitted for his injuries. A Smith & Wesson Model SD9VE 9mm firearm located with 1 round in the chamber and 8 rounds in the magazine, and a Taurus 9mm firearm with no rounds in the chamber and no rounds in the magazine were recovered next to Jones at the scene. Both firearms were booked as evidence. A female bystander who was seen approaching Jones was also struck by gunfire and sustained an injury to her right arm. The female, later identified as Shirley Dumas, was found to be Jones's mother and was detained at scene. Officers rendered aid to Dumas until the arrival of the fire department, who transported Dumas to a local hospital where she was treated and released for her injury. No officers or other community members were injured as a result of the incident. Force Investigation Division investigators responded to the scene and are investigating the incident. Year to date, we've had 26 officer-involved shootings in comparison to 34 this time last year, for a decrease of 23.5%. Some significant arrests to report. As we continue our mission to ensure the safety and well-being of our communities, I'd like to take a moment to highlight our efforts in addressing crime trends as they arise. Despite the challenges posed by our current staffing levels, we remain proactive and innovative in combating criminal activity to protect the neighborhoods we serve. On December 6th, Devonshire area detectives requested assistance from Metropolitan Division's B Platoon in apprehending a suspect connected to a burglary crew that had been targeting the Devonshire area. Using a phone ping warrant, Metro officers tracked the suspect to Devonshire area where a burglary had just occurred. When officers attempted to stop the suspect, he fled, initiating a pursuit. During the pursuit, the suspect rammed the officer's vehicle in an attempt to escape. The pursuit crossed through multiple divisions and ultimately ended up in Southwest area when the suspect collided with another motorist. Despite the suspect's effort to evade capture, officers took him into custody without further incident. A search of the suspect's vehicle uncovered evidence related to the recent burglary. Further investigation led to the authorization of a search warrant for the suspect's residence in Rampart Division. There, additional evidence was recovered linking the suspect to a series of burglaries. Suspect was subsequently arrested for the burglary. Another recent arrest I'd like to highlight involves the apprehension of 2 suspects responsible for a series of violent robberies in our community. Between December 2nd and 3rd, these individuals carried out robberies in the Olympic and Wilshire areas, targeting a smoke shop, a swap meet, and a dispensary. Armed with hammers and handguns, they used threats and force to demand merchandise, causing fear in the affected neighborhoods. Recognizing the seriousness of the situation, Southwest Gang Enforcement Detail worked in close coordination with Olympic Division officers to identify the suspects. Through diligent investigation and follow-up video surveillance and vehicle identification, specifically a red Mercedes, they detained the suspects. They determined the suspects were members of a local gang. On December 3rd, the suspects were located and taken into custody without incident. On December 5th, the district attorney's office filed multiple charges against both suspects, including robbery and commercial burglary. I want to just thank all of the officers involved in this case for their dedication, professionalism, and teamwork. Their swift actions not only resulted in the arrest, but also demonstrated our department's commitment to holding those who commit violent crimes accountable for their actions. On December 9th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Foothill Division officers responded to a call of a cutting at Verdugo Hills High School. The incident involved a violent altercation among individuals with suspected affiliation to rival gangs. The suspect engaged in a verbal dispute with two victims, which escalated, resulting in the suspect stabbing both victims. Victim 1 sustained a stab wound to the neck. Victim 2 was stabbed in the abdomen. Both victims were transported to Northridge Hospital where they're listed in stable condition. Thanks to the quick response and teamwork by Foothill Division officers, the suspect was located a short distance from the school during a traffic stop. He was positively identified and taken into custody. The high school was placed on lockdown during the incident to ensure the safety of students and staff, and no other students and staff were injured during the incident. Crime picture for the week ending on the 24th of November. During the past 4 weeks, from the 10th of November to December 7th, during this period, we've seen a 13.2% reduction in combined person and property crimes, which translates to 1,260 fewer offenses overall. And looking at homicides continue to trend downward, and this is a positive shift. As of December 7th, homicides are down 15.6% compared to 2023, which is a reduction of 49 incidents. Compared to 2022, the decrease is even more significant, with over 28% or 104 fewer incidents. This year, there have been 266 homicides citywide. Of those, 93 have been identified as gang-related. That's 35% of all homicides this year, compared to 47% last year and over 54% the year before. This progress reflects the combined efforts of targeted gang intervention strategies, community partnerships, and proactive enforcement. We've also seen a reduction in shootings. Year-to-date, victims shot are down 18.9% compared to last year, with 217 fewer victims. When compared to 2022, that reduction grows to 26.2, or 331 fewer victims impacted by gun violence. Moving to the past 4 weeks, several categories stand out. Aggravated assaults are down 13.7%, or 175 fewer incidents. Robberies have dropped by 13.7, or a reduction of 91 incidents. And burglaries are down 10.2, with notable decreases in both commercial burglaries, which are down 17%, and residential burglaries down 6.4%. Motor vehicle thefts have decreased by 16.2%, or 297 fewer incidents in the past 4 weeks. On the topic of vehicle theft, certain models remain consistent targets. Among the most frequently stolen vehicles are Kia and Hyundai models. They continue to be targeted, as well as Chevrolet vehicles, particularly Silverados, have seen a slight increase. Notably, there's been an increase in stolen Camaros over the same period. We're also tracking thefts of specialized modes of transportation like e-bikes and scooters, which are down 18% in the past 4 weeks. Just a quick report on our personnel strength as of November 25th. Number of sworn personnel is 8,784. That's 51 above our sworn authorities of 8,733. And civilian personnel staffing is at 2,681. We currently still have 380 reserve officers. And that completes my report for today, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for the detailed report and the update. What I'd like to do is acknowledge and thank you for adopting AB 449 and the new statute that was passed this past year on hate crimes, and the video that went out from the governor's office in educating and making people aware, both in first responder community and the community, about hate crimes, what the officers should do and what the public should do. As everybody probably knows, every law enforcement officer in the state is required to know and follow a policy spelled out in the law in detail on this matter. And every law enforcement agency in the state was to adopt a policy by July 1st. So I want to thank you for implementing a policy that everyone in this department, sworn and civilian, will look at that video. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
With that, I'll move to Vice President Shields for comments or questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief, for the report. And I'd like to echo the thanks to the officers and the detectives who put in the hard work to identify the string of burglars and robbers who are really maybe a small percentage who are doing the mass amount of crimes. So thank you for having those apprehended, and hopefully that will give people more of a sense that there are consequences for those actions and deter further crime. And one thing I was able to do since our last meeting was I did a kind of tour with the Transit Services Division, went on the Metro to see the efforts that are being done for safety. I think that there's like one mental health clinician assigned. If there's any way we could work with the Department of Mental Health to get more mental health clinicians there, and the more we can advocate for just access control, I think those are. But I wanted to give credit to the Transit Services Division for their efforts there to make sure that the ridership is safe. There are so many people in the city that need and rely on public transportation. And so it's great to see that they're making significant efforts to keep everyone safe there. They also had a toy giveaway with the local elementary school children, and I think those are terrific events to have. And I know around the holidays, the departments and different divisions have a number of different community events. I would like for next year, our goal for 2025 is somehow making it more collaborative or consolidated so that we know where all the different events are happening, and making sure that we are accessing and communicating all of those events to community members, and not just the same community members, so that we're not just preaching to the choir, but getting out there and really doing more outreach to make sure that other neighboring folks who may not have a relationship with the department come to some of these events, because I do think that they're really great, especially for the children around this time of the year. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Commissioner Garcia.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning. So just wanted to really highlight the folks from the Verdugo Hills High School incident. The administration at the school, intervention, and Foothill Division have been working together to ensure that they address what occurred, engaging the youth involved, the families, and the community surrounding those individuals. So thank you to the officers and the administration for stepping in. It was because of the relations I've had in the community and in my prior work on the phone with folks from Verdugo High School. And folks from the intervention agency. And so it seems like everything is flowing the way it's supposed to, and hopefully they're able to address those issues and get in front of it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Commissioner Kalanche.
Thank you. Don't have any specific questions for the chief, but I did want to bring up to your point, Commissioner Shields, about figuring out how to be more strategic around mental health resources and clinicians. We have started a mental health working group that we, as a result of maybe a couple of meetings ago, we had the mental health folks in the department present. We had a follow-up meeting, and we're assembling folks from different entities. So we had a couple of meetings, and then we have a meeting scheduled in January. And the goal is to come up with some strategic initiatives that we could present back to the commission to increase the available clinicians that may be available for us versus just relying on people applying to become clinicians. So all the way from thinking about how to promote emergency services at the college level as folks are in a BSW or MSW program. So I'll be happy to present that once we get the working group moving a little bit faster.
Thank you.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move on to agenda item number 2, public comment period. Madam Secretary, please announce the first speaker.
The first speaker is Chief Manuelito.
because they're safe pointed at us, they don't know that they're anti-mental health.
Back and questioning the factor of this Verdugo Hills incident. Isn't it a shame that we continue to say that crime is down, violence is down? But the honest truth, fucking do. Americans fucking do. Because we have too much criminal enterprise going on in every motherfucking city. Starting with Los Angeles. And we need this reform of the consent decree in order so that James P. McDonald
can give raises, yes, raises to the beautiful police officers who should have the same, if not percentage of a raise. And I'm for it. I'm here in support of Donald. And so we need to realign the codes and duty that every officer in here standing behind me to protect me have the same right to a raise this coming year, because we got rid of that fucking corrupted criminal from LA, Paul Kokorian. So long, nigger. But the fact that we still have crimes against children, I need to forewarn you. It just doesn't happen in LAPD. It does not happen, Mr. Fabian, in LAUSD where teachers fuck children. It happens everywhere. Everywhere, because we're influenced by the media, by the social media, by internet, and by every fucking device that man has brought to ruin and destroy our fucking country. Those fucking Chinese brought COVID. No one wants to admit to it except for Trump. Trump has told your asses we need more ice, baby, ice, baby, so that we can remove the illegal criminals from our state and country. But yet Kamala Harris wants to run for governor after that scumbag Newsom up there continues to fall behind his mommy Pelosi. And we all know why. I can tell you why. And this is the reason why. I brought a sign, matter of fact, that you will all agree on. You see this sign? You see this sign? Mr. Attorney, is this sign off topic? Los Angeles sucks a dick like
Put the
this.
sign down or step away from the podium.
And for this reason,
Put the sign down.
yes, and for this reason, you suck a dick too, sir. Stop fucking interfering with my public comment of these 60 fucking seconds. You fucking.
Public comment has been concluded. Thank you. Madam Secretary, please announce the next speaker.
Next, we have caller ending 1264.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, yes. What items would you like to speak on?
Yeah, all items, please.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Chief McDonald and the commissioners. I live in PB7 and Foothill Division, and we're not getting any service out here. They're just allowing all kinds of illegal things to go on our sidewalks, on our streets, and nobody is doing anything about it. We are in a very low trust environment with our police department right now. They give a lot of lip service, but they don't give any enforcement service. So it sends the wrong message to the people out there, the criminals who want to hurt us and cause us harm. They do not even identify people in our residential areas who have taken over our sidewalks. How do we know that they're not criminals? How do we know that they're not scoping out our residents so that they can come back and take our things? The police aren't doing the things that they're supposed to do. Also, Chief McDonald, you said that you're going to protect immigrants. I understand that you don't need to enforce immigration law, But to say that you're going to protect, you're there to protect us, to protect everybody. But everybody has to obey the law. Okay? If you're not obeying the law, then you should incur fines or whatever it is that the law applies to that. Otherwise, we're just going to have complete chaos. And that's what we have now in CD7 and Foothill Division. I haven't seen my community policing in I don't know how long, years. I don't know what they do. I'd like to know what they do. I like to know what the police do because nobody has any trust in calling them anymore. Not only that, but the fact that you have to wait so long. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Either you have to create a better system or, I mean, that's why you need more police. More police. You say you need more police to do what? What? They're not doing anything now. So I'm kind of confused. I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you for listening to me. Have a nice day.
The next
Madam Secretary, before you announce the next speaker, you two gentlemen, the hand gestures and the puppet are in the camera view. This is your first and only warning. Don't do it again. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Announce the next speaker.
The next speaker is Goat Puppet.
We'll just call them to the podium and let them talk.
Abandon this, Jim. I told you. So go ahead. Yes, so now we have the significant reports of crime statistics. It's too much crime here, people. Jim's doing a good job. Too many burglars, too many home invasion robberies, too many assaults, Jim. You need to get those cops out there. Remember, police officers, hit and ask questions later. Then we have the personnel strength. We currently sit at under 9,000 cops. Who the fuck wants to work for this department, Jim? Why would you want to wear one of those badges when you could wear a pretty badge in like Malibu or Ventura County, where people walk up to you and say, "Good morning, Sheriff. How are you doing today?" "Well, I'm doing very well. How are your kids' soccer practices going?" See, remember those good old days, Jim? Now you walk around and you have to have bodyguards and body armor just to go down the street for a fucking coffee. Nobody wants to work in this goddamn fucking department. And your department's strength is further depleted by commute times. You know that 80% of the cops don't even want to live in the city of Los Angeles? They don't want to send their kids to these good fucking schools filled with dirt, filth, drug needles, homeless across the street. Just a complete shithole. That's why you can't keep this up. Now we have, let's see here, cadets, internet crime against children. Yes, children don't belong on the internet. They belong sitting their little heads down with a little tiny dunce cap on, trying to learn the 3 R's. Reading, writing, and robbery. Yes, that's the 3 R's. And then, of course, we get to our public comment, and I'm calling on Sheriff Jim to use his powers as a good officer to stop that bullheaded jackass over there from interfering with our Bain Act rights under the government code and our Brown Act rights.
Sir, can you please pause? Mr. Herman, can you please exit? You have now violated.
Lady, you're not the chair.
Sir,
You're not the chair either.
let her speak or step away from the podium.
Jim, are you going to allow this?
Mr. Herman, you can leave now because you have violated the prior
Do it.
warning.
Your public
Thank you.
comment period has been terminated. Step away from the podium. I'm ordering you out of the room now, sir. Step away from the podium. Both of you are ordered out of the room. Step away from the podium. Sergeant at Arms, please remove this gentleman from the podium.
But when they do shit like this, it takes.
And you
away
are
the
wasting the 45 minutes for the other people who want to speak today. So stand there as long as you like.
Right? That's what I was just saying. They take our time away when they fucking do this. It's not cute goat puppet.
Next, we have Mirjam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes. What items would you like to speak on?
All?
Okay, 3 minutes.
Thank you. I'm here to address the troubling issue of elder abuse happening inside Scientology Big Blue building on Hollywood Boulevard. Elderly individuals are being isolated from their families, cut off entirely from their relatives who have left the cult. These vulnerable seniors are treated as little as more than living corpses. Their finances are drained, loans are taken out in their names, and their families are left to clean up the devastating financial and emotional aftermath when these individuals pass away. There is a complete disregard for their physical and emotional well-being. They do not receive proper medical treatment, and first-hand testimonial has exposed horrifying details of the abuse and neglect. Cases of the elderly being left to die without any dignity, care, or support. The LAPD must stop turning a blind eye to this. Welfare checks must be conducted immediately and independently without Scientology personnel present. These people must be given a chance to speak freely, and families must have the opportunity to hear what their loved ones actually want. No more excuses. No more delays. This department cannot claim to serve and protect while enabling this abuse to continue. The LAPD must launch independent investigations into the atrocities at the Big Blue and take a swift action to hold Scientology accountable. Protect the vulnerable. No organization is above the law. Thank you.
Right on, Miriam. Right on.
The next speaker is Hassan Tran.
Good morning, Police Chief, Mr. Jim McDonough, and everybody. And today, December 10, my name is Hassan Tran. I'm here today. And it's very important, but I need your help. I always hear every Tuesday, but can you put my name in the U.S. government system? And very important for the government. Thank you. Thank you again.
Next, we have Betty Lay.
Good morning.
Good morning. What items would you like to speak on?
Chief's report, agenda items, public comment.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Okay, first off, I appreciate the chief's report. He gives a very good one. I'm really happy that he's now the new chief. On the agenda items, I support all of the donations listed. And in public comment, I'm hoping that the chief has been able to request an internal review on the investigation from the division in question. And you'll see that the captain and lieutenant in question have done nothing wrong and they should be reinstated. And I hope everyone stays happy and healthy and safe. I yield the rest of my time.
The next speaker, Mr. Sheedy.
All right. Good morning. First of all, Chief, I am the first one here to sign out my card, and how I just end up almost my name is not being called. That's just weird. You talking about a lot of big numbers, everything is down, everything is down. It seems like, your first month in the office, everything is down. Seems like you have a good start. But when you go home, let's just say I advise you spend 10 minutes on television every day you go home before you go to sleep. I can almost guarantee you, KTLA, CBS LA, Fox LA, you are guaranteed to see robbery, rape, follow home, car chase, homicide, rape or something. Literally, you see those. I'm seeing those incidents being more frequent on the social media or TV or computer or whatever. But I understand, no, you are saying everything is down. It just does not feel like it. Second is, Chief, I wish that LAPD, you have more power and you have more authority. Sometimes I'm witnessing certain issues in this room that doesn't make any sense to me. When dealing with Herman Spindler, the president are saying, hey, you are removed. One warning, poof, they are gone. I think that's kind of okay. But for the past 1 year or two, when I was here, I witnessed when the president are saying, gentlemen, you are being removed. And then he say that 10 more times. The officer stand by their side, doesn't do anything. So I'm feeling that LAPD, you guys are losing their authority. You guys are losing power. When the officer clearly instructed, this gentleman is being removed from this meeting, and then somehow they are saying 10 more times, and then there are certain examples that when the president saying that more than 10 times, and then he say, okay, you don't remove, okay, I'm gonna leave. Like this meeting is in recess, so nobody leave. So that's the part I don't understand. You guys are having the authority to enforce the law, but all of your officers just stand there, just being a bystander. That's the part I have a hard time to understand. And then another thing I want to ask about, the other day I was trying to ask our officer, can I bring a tennis? Can I bring a basketball to play in this commission room? Because I have witnessed many people playing soccer game, and then the officer denied my access. The officers said I'm not allowed to do that, but obviously many other people, they are allowed to enjoy a soccer match in this under LAPD.
Next, we have Amy's iPhone.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi. All
Hi.
items and general
3
comment.
minutes.
Okay. I have to add that you did not mention on your report about an incident that happened on 6724 Hollywood Boulevard, where a person that was protesting the Winter Wonderland event at the testing center was assaulted for informing the public and doing a public service by saying that this is a recruitment event and not really a holiday event. And what happened was he was assaulted by an unidentified security person. I'm not sure which company he was from. He did not have a name tag on. I'm not sure if he was armed, but I do believe this particular company does arm its officers or their security guards. And he was the person stepped onto the public street and assaulted his face. He was hit in the lip and he suffered a severe concussion. And when he called your dispatch, he told the person where it happened, and they said that, oh, it's his fault. You should know better. You were interrupting a religious service. Now that is unprofessional. As an RN, if I told a patient that it was their fault that they got hurt, that is very unprofessional. I could be fired. How do you not fire someone for doing that? That is like adding on to the second thing, because I guess because you cater to Scientology, they are harmful. You can add this onto your next fail, where the two girls were escaping, those Godinese girls that escaped the blue buildings. You can add that on. He had a concussion when he went to the hospital. He was afraid because every time somebody gets attacked, you go and arrest the person that gets attacked. It's outrageous. It's like, what are you guys doing? It's like you're colluding with this cult and you're not taking care of the person. The person on the end should have said, okay, I'm getting you an ambulance. They could have had a herniation in their brain. They could have had increased interocular pressure, which they would have needed some intervention immediately. That person could have died and gone into a coma. And you're telling them they should not have been there? What are you going to blame someone that was raped? That is the most, or you were wearing something too skimpy and you deserved it. Place does not do religious services. I'm a victim of the cult. I was married to somebody that is in this cult, and it's not religion. Educate yourselves and know what's going on. It's a shame what's going on in your city. Wake up. Stop colluding with them. It's terrible. And the person was running because they were afraid you were going to arrest them for being attacked. And you aren't going after the person that attacked them. Their La Osa Nostra, the Office of Special Affairs, their mafia arm is OSA, and you might as well be dealing with the mafia. That's La Osa Nostra, the La Cosa Nostra 2.0 in your town. That's disgusting. I yield back my time.
The next speaker is Audit LA.
Ooh, go Amy, go Amy. You didn't say bye.
Thank you. Good morning. I am here also about with the Scientology chief and commission at the day of the parade. Okay, I was out front of there, and there was a officer that I recognized as being a police officer, and I asked him if he's LAPD, a police officer. He said, "I plead the fifth." Now, mind you, he was armed and he was not wearing he was all dressed in black, not wearing any identifying patches or anything. He finally admitted to being third-party security, but he did, but he's also LAPD. And he has to identify. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he belonged there. I don't know if he's allowed there. I did send an email. It should be in your email as well for the both of you. And because there's something has to be done. And Chief, I want to ask straight out. In May, Ms. Yu, the OIG's office gave myself and 3 other people 1 hour to update them on what's going on, because 3 minutes is not enough. And they graciously gave us an hour. And I believe that they heard us and that things have been happening, from that, because we see a little bit of difference. But from May to now, it's so much more. It's so much more documentation. There's absolute problems with both Northeast Division and Hollywood Division. And I am not anti-LAPD or anti-police officer at all, but I am anti-corruption and anti-collusion. And their vice president, Janet Whelan, who keeps hiring these, guards, whether they're LAPD or whoever the one that assaulted this protester. And mind you, they're upset with that protester because twice they tried to get him through lawfare, through bogus restraining orders and arrest, and none of it worked. And so I believe that was a personal target against him. And it was an assault and a prior restraint because he flashed a flashlight in his eyes, blinding him, and then assaulted him. It's all documented. That's why we document everything. I have the documentation of that officer. I would really like to know if he belonged there, and if not, I would like to know what company he was working for, and why is Janet Whelan, who's on your CPABs for both Northeast and Hollywood Division, why is she allowing unpatched, armed individuals that are not showing who they are? And especially with their LAPD. It's a huge conflict of interest. I am begging you to suspend Janet Whelan from all your CPABs and investigate this matter. We need an investigation, sir. And I am begging you, because you said you're a good listener. I bumped into you randomly. And for me, I don't feel like it was by accident. I know you don't want corruption either. We don't, and no cop, all the good officers at Northeast and Hollywood Division deserve to have a clean division that is not corrupted and influenced by Scientology and cops who are overly involved with Scientology. Thank you.
Can I ask that you provide the information to?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
The information. I have video footage. I have.
Ma'am, if you could speak to the gentleman in the back, he'll be reaching out to you. Thank you.
Next, we have Mona M.
Hello, all items, please.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Thank you for the time to speak. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, Chief. Good morning, Florence Yu. Always attack and never defend. That is the tagline of Scientology. Scientology. They are experts at safe pointing. I have been talking each meeting that I'm allowed to speak about how they are like wolves in sheep's clothing. And I wanted to remind you that our demonstrations are not hate crimes against a religion at all. It is a protest and a show of love for the abuses that are happening in the name of a religion. I would also like to remind you of a recent happening that there was an LA Times article dated April 17th, 2024, which discussed the tactics used by Scientology to interfere with police investigations and the judicial process. The DA's office and several officers reported the incident. It is funny, not funny, that we have not heard about the outcome of this. Has it been whitewashed also? Getting run off the road, houses being broken into, internet and electronics being tampered. These were your own brothers. Don't you think the religion, quote unquote, is targeting protesters too? They feel protesters are anti. They will not stop at giving false claims and swatting spoof calls to stop those that they think are in the way. I also am requesting a meeting with the new chief. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
The next speaker is Jason Reedy.
So I am here today to speak about the horrifying experience me and my child endured at the hands of LAPD during Nathan Hochman's swearing in last Tuesday. Your pigs violently separated me from my 2-year-old child simply because I dared to show up to a protest. The act of standing on a public sidewalk meant forcibly removing me from my child's stroller where he was seated and placing me in handcuffs. And what was I arrested for? Can anyone tell me? Can you tell me, Jim? What was I arrested for? Now, before you rush to defend your boys in blue, let me make something clear. I wasn't trying to enter the event or block the check-in area. I wasn't obstructing anyone from attending. In fact, I wasn't even engaged in protest. I was simply standing on a public sidewalk, a sidewalk that was suddenly and inexplicably closed off the moment our group crossed the crosswalk. Now, all you have to do is watch the various videos online to see how the LAPD harassed the group I was with, while members of the public freely walked past us. People who weren't with our group, curious as to what the event was for, were able to stand at the barriers for as long as they wanted, while I was placed under arrest in under 3 minutes of being on the sidewalk. Everyone except us was allowed on that sidewalk, and why? And before anyone claims that the other members of the public that were there were event attendees, they weren't. Now, while I was detained, your pigs desperately tried to fabricate charges against me. They falsely accused me of kicking one of your officers, a claim that fell apart when the officer questioned by her superior couldn't even confirm it happened. And then they wanted to arrest me for disturbing the peace. Even more horrifying, during my detainment, your officers couldn't tell me where my child was. In fact, they asked me where my child was. Imagine that. The people responsible for separating me from my toddler couldn't even account for his whereabouts. And in the end, they didn't even cite me for anything because I didn't break any fucking laws. I was standing on a public sidewalk. First, I was arrested, under arrest, then I was detained, and then magically I was released without any type of explanation. Now, my arrest was orchestrated by pig Martin Robles, who executed Grishario Mack at the Crenshaw Mall in 2018. Robles made the call to target me, directing his team to grab me without cause. Now, while others stepped up to take care of my child during this illegal detainment, Robles went as far to threaten to take my child away from those who stepped up to take care of him, accusing them of child endangerment. Now, let's be clear, it was the LAPD that exposed my child to pain, suffering, and danger. And then your media relations division didn't even respond to a LA Times reporter who asked about this mysterious detainment, as they knew it would have made its way into the article that he was writing about the swearing in. And then they gave another statement to another reporter much later in the night. During the permitted event, a group entered the closed-off check-in area, disrupting attendees, which resulted in Reedy being arrested for aggressive behavior, 148 PC. They released him with a warning. Bullshit. I didn't get a warning. I didn't get nothing. I didn't get any type of fucking explanation. Again, throughout this traumatic ordeal, your pigs repeatedly claimed they had no idea who I was. Well, we don't know who you are. Whoa. But I know that's a lie because I don't need to look any further than Senior Lead Officer and Department Darling Dion Joseph admitted on social media that the LAPD sends out alerts to those on the ground about me whenever I enter one of your so-called areas of interest. So why? Why did your officers?
Thank you.
Mr. Can someone also in the back, Mr. Reedy? Mr. Reedy?
I understand that, but your investigation's not gonna do shit. LAPD investigates stuff all the time and nothing happens. Okay, so again, you guys are preying on my family. There's no explanation given. So McDonald, would you like to provide an explanation? None of you asked about it during your
Mr. Reedy, your time is up. Thank you.
that why you continue to target my family, escalate on my family, and you think that I won't escalate back.
Mr. Reedy.
Best believe that.
Mr. Reedy.
Do anything to my family, and you'll see the dragon. No, I'm not gonna talk to you. You're not gonna talk to me bullshit. It's bullshit.
The next speaker, please, Jonathan Foster.
Hi, I'm going to start yelling in a couple seconds, but we're going to pause for 5 seconds for the bass player of the Grateful Dead. Phil Lesh died on October 25th. 5 seconds. I miss you, Phil. Miss you, Phil. One quick other statement. Al-Assad is gone. That is the end of the Ottoman Empire. Finally took 110 years. So as I was leaving the last time, it's the John Mack room. It doesn't mean crap. You're black. You don't mean crap either. Who sent the George Floyd Valentine? And I saw there was some kind of meeting, an MOU about it. But if somebody said, you take my temple away with the Jewish star on it, they would have been put right on the street, right out there, right away. And then I made a mistake. It's Deputy Sheriff David March, Deputy Sheriff Jerry Ortiz, shot by 2 illegal aliens. You don't support them. You don't support me. If I was killed, you don't support me either. I don't support you. I don't support you, or nothing that comes out. I don't support her either anymore. I'm trying. And the Hill also. So talking about protecting the police department, Hill shot 2 of your police officers. They were shot. Why? Because they themselves not protecting themselves. They don't have head-to-toe body armor on. So head-to-toe body armor doesn't protect a motorcycle crash, a suicide, or unintentional discharge, but it would in this case. And then you just said today some guy had 2 guns and he still shot at them, but they were not protected. And this is bravery and valor. I do agree, but it's not right. I don't have enough time, but I got to play this.
Tragic death of a motorist who was killed by someone fleeing from law enforcement. Well, I want to understand, really the training, when to initiate a pursuit, when to not initiate it, to determine whether or not they were in policy or out of policy and what consequences come from that. And again, I understand and I want to make sure our policies and everything are in place to try to avoid as much as possible these types of tragic outcomes. And I also understand the blanket rule that officers can't do any pursuits because then that gives a green light to everyone to know to run from law enforcement. So I understand all of the balancing that has to happen. And again, I understand I also understand.
Yeah, you understand so much. Okay, what I'd like to say though is I apologize to everyone listening for Rasha's lies, because it's just a bunch of lies, You'd let the border open and let the kids come in, and they're just going to come in, just like if they were to run from the police, they'd do more of it. You left the border open. You people sick and disgusting child abusers. You got child abuse on there. You are child abuse. You're a child abuser. You're murderers, you people.
The next speaker is Hamed Khan.
Not surprised that Jason Reedy and his family keeps on being targeted. I mean, so people always would talk about when we would bring up, I remember Mike Downing used to be the head of counterterrorism here. And he started saying that Stop LAPD Spying Coalition thinks that the Red Squads are still active. And the Red Squads are active. They may not be called Red Squads, or they may not be called PDID, but they very much are a part of the anti-terrorism information section. and their major crimes division. So your targeting, Jason, is very understandable that how these psychological psychops operate. And it's just shameful that we continue, that the LAPD continues, that if it's not, and why we are extremely concerned is because we even released a report back in 2018, and the title is Before the Bullet Hits the Body, that the conditions on the ground are being set up, that things escalate, and within a few seconds, a gun comes out and somebody gets killed. And that's what we are heading towards. This is exactly how these things are manipulated. And that's what concerns us, that the child is watching his parent being violently taken down and then not even being charged just because to intimidate, to harass, to threaten, to get a response from him, and then make a case to go after him. This ain't anything out of may seem something out of a movie, but this is a reality because this is how the LAPD operates. The other thing I want to just bring up is that there's 4 members of the commission, and the city council just passed and finalized that ordinance on supposedly the sanctuary city. Did either one of you provide any information and the details of all the information exchange that happens, which is baked in? Because I'm looking at this section, section 19.192, confidentiality and protection of city data. It says, yada, 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 USC 1373, that no city personnel should provide access to data. City personnel don't have to pick up the phone. They don't have to bring a file to ICE. The information exchange continues to happen. What about programs that are on autopilot? What about suspicious activity reporting program that immediately things are reported to JRIC, Joint Regional Information? And many a times in your own assessment, and the IG does the audit, we're down to about 28 from 2,500 back in 2010. We're down to 28. So now you still have programs very much there. What about TVTP or PATH program that the LAPD has dealing with youth? So many other license plate readers. So you have information sharing environment through your record management systems, through law enforcement information exchange programs, through Joint Regional Intelligence Center, where information is baked in. It's on autopilot. It doesn't require somebody to pick up the phone or somebody needs to be on ICE hold, because everybody would be on ICE hold. That's how the information exchange happens. And that's the failure of this body to be a representative of the people and provide the.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Matios Cadet.
My name is Matias with the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition. On Hamid's point about the continued existence of red squads, the LAPD has openly talked about, post-2020, their need for expansion and funding for their shadow teams, which are uniform and undercover police meant to infiltrate protests. So there is, even beyond these programmatic implementations, there's a culture of suppressing dissent and quashing protests in this city that we see manifest itself all the time. And these are targeting ideologies that bolster support for oppressed people. So anti-police protests in support of Palestinians, of Muslim communities. And on a national level, this is manifesting as the creation of frameworks and even a culture that enforces the suppression of these ideologies. And, these frameworks by the DHS have been CVE, Countering Violent Extremism, Targeted Violence and Terrorism Prevention, as Hamid just talked about, or Errol Southers is kind of like grifty knockoff called Homegrown Violent Extremism that didn't really take off. And on a local level, there are even efforts to just criminalize protests more broadly. And it's already suppressed on the way we're talking about. Just recently, an LA Can protester, one of a long line, was targeted, brutalized, and arrested. And I'm kind of holding these realities, right? This culture of violence in the face of a upcoming, more explicitly fascist administration. Not to say that, the alternative would have been much better. And I'm thinking about all these instances of explicit violence that we've seen that have been covered up, right? We've seen this July 2022 cover up of Hollywood officers stomping on a subdued and apprehended man that Film the Police documented on his Twitter page. The more recent cover up of 28-year-old Alexander Mitchell getting punched in the face while handcuffed. And then, of course, there's Earl Roots in 2023, who was, the department stated his hospitalization was due to a complaint of having asthma, but in truth, he was punched in the chest by LAPD officers. That came to light months later. And so in this context of continued kind of cover up and rampant police violence, and I'm sure time will shine light on how McDonnell continues this series of cover-ups for the LAPD. I know you've done your fair share for the sheriff's department. This whole notion, right, of a sanctuary city, is a joke. It truly, like the whole notion that a department will abide by policies that will, keep people safe requires a detachment from reality. We already see how the department doesn't abide by policies. It's the same kind of magical thinking that would insist that this body, right, that's headed up by a former cop who literally advocated for racial profiling, would hold this department to those standards or to those policies. And so just to say this is a culture of violence, all these policies really do is sanitize this department's violence and expand their resources and allow them to continue hurting people. And we'll likely hear about another cover-up in the next few months. And the community won't be surprised. But just know over time, this body is being delegitimized. People understand what policing is. Your own surveys reflect that. Thank you.
The next card is for DOA.
I'm a defender of ants. Been here before. I've been at gunpoint at the Blue Building 3 times. I've been at gunpoint at La Poubelle once. Shotguns pointed at me, helicopters all 4 times. I've been at gunpoint on Hollywood Boulevard by LAP Hollywood Division. So that's 2 Hollywood divisions, 3 gunpoints at Northeast Division. I've been at gunpoint in Malibu County, sheriffs at gunpoint. I've been at gunpoint at Ventura PD. I've been at gunpoint at San Luis Obispo. Both my phones were confiscated without warrant. I've been at gunpoint in San Francisco. Officer Rand called San Francisco and said that I've been charged with flashing guns. No crime of flashing guns. He said, contact Scientology Security. That's Officer Rand, Hollywood Division. Officer Hall, Hollywood Division, has had both my phones, $1,300 phone, a $1,000 computer, and my fucking fur coat since February. An unlawful arrest where I did 6 days in LA County, no fucking mayonnaise on my fucking bologna sandwich. What the fuck? At least in West Virginia, hillbilly ass motherfuckers, they give me some mayonnaise in there. Northeast Division, I went in to fucking do a goddamn report about the swattings about being at gunpoint. Gomez said that it went down from major crimes to her. She put out my phone number, where my phone number was in docs by 911. I made a complaint about her. Guess what happened? She fucking did a warrant to get both my other 2 phones, 2 $1,300 phones. The LAPD is in possession of 4 of my fucking phones, a computer and my fur coat. There's 6 disturbing a religious meeting with the city attorney right now because I used a megaphone. But there's protesters in Kaiser with the megaphone. No one's fucking doing shit. She put me in the cage twice for that. Twice. And who's the fucking SWAT? What is happening? Suspect in the swatting? It's fucking me. What kind of fucking the Canada reports and the phone reports saying security for Scientology. And I'm talking about those 2 girls that tried to escape at the Blue Building. Do something. I don't want to end up fucking dead.
The final speaker, Raul Montes. Or Macias.
Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, Chief McDonald. Try to hold this here together. Yes, the late Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy once said the following: tolerating organized crime promotes the cheap philosophy that everything is a racket. It promotes cynicism amongst adults. It contributes to the confusion of the young and to the increase of juvenile delinquency. Well, I have to say that the Northeast Division is the epitome of organized crime. On October 21st, and President Southers, I appeal to you, sir, to identify this woman at the Detective Bureau. She's obese, disgusting Latina woman who dumped me in Mission Community Hospital for evaluation. I simply went there to find out When are they going to arrest blue-eyed Kellen Feely, I believe his name, who went after me with a knife down the street, and Gonzalez, an officer, and Hakaris, I believe his name, refused to arrest him. Gonzalez falsified his card. He said it happened 12 hours before. He said it happened at 3:30 in the afternoon. This event happened at 3:30 in the morning. I believe that's the hour difference there. He refused to arrest him. He says, Raul, go back upstairs and everything's going to be all right. Are you out of your mind, sir? This guy pulled a knife out of the kitchen. Now, my landlady, Young Sao Chai, who I've been discussing her abuse from Sean Evan Buer, witnessed this, but she was scared to death to throw him out. Now, Kellen, I believe, is dead because I saw his assault in South Pasadena. They refused to look into this. The captain said to me, what do you want me to do, Raul? I said, you idiot. I want you to arrest the Asian cop that was pursuing him and is trying to cover up this event. Okay, because this gets a little convoluted, but if I can just get back to this lady or this woman here that dumped me into this Mission Community Hospital because I've been appearing here and allowing you to know exactly what they're doing. They're denying checks, welfare checks. They deny you to see a watch commander. They are thugs. You have Cortez who comes out and puts the strobe right in my face when I ask for a welfare check. And he says, I want to keep an eye on you, Raul. That kind of stuff, intimidation. Now, this woman, I want identified. I want her demoted. I want her to kick her ass out of that job because she's an enforcer. She's a thug. And I was on the phone with Estrada regarding this Asian fellow that showed up at Young Sao Chai's home who has, I believe, a stolen car, who might have killed Sean Evan Buer. He's driving his car, I believe. And she ripped the phone out of his hand because Estrada's looking into this whole matter, supposedly with adult services. And she ripped the phone and she says, I'm hanging up this phone, Raul, and slammed the phone on me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no other speakers, sir.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now move on to agenda item number 3, consent agenda items. Today,
Wow, you guys, thank you so much. Audit isn't live anymore. No, she went to go make a in-person complaint. I'm surprised they didn't call DOA back there also. Thank you so much, Anne, for the memberships. You making us green today. Thank you, thank you. Very much appreciate it. And thank you so much, Haggis. I appreciate the chat. Oh, Audit just went live again. I just got the notice that she went live again. But we have been on almost 3 hours, you guys, and I need to go get some stuff done this afternoon. Thank you for this long stream we've had today. What an incredible Miriam, Haggis, Amy, everybody that called in. Yep, another great one. And I'm sure we're probably going to get a meeting with the chief. Travel, you didn't get called on. I'm sorry. Yep, hopefully they seen you because they said there were no more. So that's a bummer. Okay, you guys, take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. Love to you all.